Good evening and welcome to AM Malaysia tonight. I'm Shazwan.
And I'm Alia. Tonight, we take a closer look at a critical pillar of our national development, which is the Malaysian Public Service, Management and Professional Groups. Specifically, we are addressing a challenge that, while uncomfortable, is essential to discuss the disciplinary issue.
That's right, Alia. Disciplinary infraction remain among the most common management challenges across various critical sectors, including education, health, defense, and economic planning. When these issues arise, they don't just affect individual workplace, they can ripple outwards, impacting public trust and overall administrative efficiency.
Exactly, Shazwan. And that is why both the government and ministerial management are constantly working on proactive solutions. In fact, if you look at the official guidelines provided by the Public Service Department or JPA, there is a clear, comprehensive blueprint for handling violations of the rules and the code of conduct.
It really comes down to the foundational institution and mechanism that allow citizens to exercise their legal rights and fulfill commitments. But Alia, let's talk about a specific sector highlighted as particularly vulnerable to this long-term effect, education.
Yes, Shazwan, and this is where the stakes get incredibly high. Disciplinary issue within the education sector can directly affect the younger generation. Cikgu Alia, do you have any classes for the days of the day, right? So can you please mark this English paper for me?
Oh, Panjalina, but I'm actually in the middle of my work, so I cannot do the task that you will give me.
Bu Alia, newly joined and already complain.
It's not that I'm complaining, but I'm supposed to grade the class that I teach, but I don't teach Form 3.
Okay, listen here, Alia. University theories are useless nowadays. I am your real mentor. If I write a bad review about you, so you will fail this semester. You understand it?
Exactly, Gonzalina. Alia, if you cannot handle this, how can you be a teacher?
I do it.
Gonzalina,
Yes?
do you have a minute?
Yes, I do.
We have situation in Block C.
Why is it, Sarah?
I think I just saw one of your students skipping class. Isn't it supposed to be a class time right now?
Yes, I think they have a science class right now.
Oh really?
It's okay. I will find him right now.
Thank you, Gonzalina.
Yes, welcome. Shazwan, what are you doing here?
Nothing?
What do you mean by nothing?
Well, I just do my own thing.
You're supposed to be in your science class right now.
No, I should not.
But I just heard from other teachers that you are skip your science class.
Why should I attend the class?
Shazwan, it's for your own future.
It's okay, teacher. You do your own thing and I do mine. Okay?
I don't have any choices. I will call the parents.
Go ahead.
Based off the video that we watched earlier, I would like to talk about discipline in education. Discipline is an important part of every educational institution because it helps create a safe and respectful, productive learning environment. Discipline teaches students to follow the rules, respect to other teachers, classmates, and take responsibility for their actions. Furthermore, discipline helps develop positive values such as punctuality, honesty, self-control, and responsibility. These qualities are not only important in school but also in the future careers of our daily lives.
We're looking closely at a growing crisis within our healthcare system, and it has nothing to do with medical shortage or funding. Instead, the focus is squarely on accountability, professional ethic, and how medical boards handle disciplinary infraction.
That's right, Shazwan. Over the past year, we've seen a troubled uptick in reported cases of professional misconduct, ranging from severe medical blunders to blatant breaches of patient privacy. Just this past week, a major public hospital authority made headlines by dismissing a resident physician who conducted an unauthorized examination, which is an accident directly tied to an ongoing medical intern scandal.
It raised a critical question. Is our regulatory framework moving fast enough to protect patients? When a practitioner violates the code of professional conduct, the wheel of medical counsel often seems to turn painfully slow. The public wants swift action, but the legalities surrounding license, suspensions, and revocation require rigorous due process.
And that balance is incredibly delicate. On one hand, you have the practitioners who deserve a fair hearing. On the other hand, you have families dealing with the devastating fallout of medical negligence. For instance, the Medical Council is currently deliberating on a high-profile pediatric blunder case where an infant was left permanently disabled.
Right. And while cases like that rightfully make the front page, the data shows that the vast majority of disciplinary action are actually administrative. If you look at state and national medical board registries, you see a constant stream of reprimands, mandatory anger management courses, and conditional probation for issues like poor documentation or minor protocol deviation.
But isn't it that part of the problem, Shazwan? To the average patient, a public letter of conscience or a temporary probation might feel like a slap on the wrist. When we place our lives in the hands of medical professionals, the expectation is flawless moral character and absolute clinical competence.
True, but healthcare experts argue that a zero-tolerance policy that fires or revokes license for every mistake would utterly collapse an already strained workforce. The goal of disciplinary boards isn't just to punish, it's to remediate where possible and strictly isolate the malicious or fundamentally incompetent actors from the system.
Which brings us to the core issue, transparency. Many patient advocacy groups are pushing for a more accessible, centralized system where anyone can easily check if their attending physician has a history of disciplinary alerts. Right now, navigating these registries can be incredibly confusing for the general public.
It's a system under intense pressure, changing in real lifetime to match modern ethics as hospital implements stricter internal review. The friction between institutional management and independent medical counsel will be something to watch closely.
Absolutely. At the end of the day, medicine relies on a foundation of trust. Once that's broken, it takes more than a board ruling to rebuild it. We will keep you updated as those council decisions come down.
Up next, we look at how emerging AI diagnostic tools are creating a brand new grey area for malpractice liability. Stay with us.
Doctor, after this screening test, the patient was believed to infected with flu and hot fever. So how?
After review, just give them 150 mg of medications.
But isn't it supposed to follow the SOP and give the right dose to the patient?
Just give them and do your work.
Is it a little bit too much, doctor?
Don't give a damn. Just go ahead and do your work. In this situation, we can say that it highlights the honesty in following the standard operating procedures, or we know as SOP. Honesty means doing the right thing when there's no one watching. When we follow the SOPs, honestly, we help to create a safe, fair, and efficient environment to everyone. For example, we can say is in healthcare settings, where we are right now. SOPs are designed to prevent mistakes and ensure the tasks are carried out correctly. Importantly, when we're dealing with the patients, with health, if someone ignores or pretends to follow the SOP, it can lead to accidents, poor performance, and even worse, to death. Being honest in following the SOP also builds trust. People can rely on us because they know we are responsible and committed to doing our duties properly, especially when you are a doctor. So this shows integrity and professionalism. To conclude this, honesty in following SOPs is important because it promotes safety, trust, and accountability. By following procedures correctly and truthfully, we contribute to a better and more reliable environment to everyone.
We're following a major structural shift happening across the corporate landscape, one driven not by market forces but by an unprecedented wave of disciplinary enforcement within the environmental sector.
That's right, Shazwan. We are seeing regulatory agencies globally step out of the shadows. Over the past years, thousands of environmental, social, and governance compliance lawsuits have hit the courts. What used to result in quiet, backroom settlements is now turning into public, high-stakes disciplinary crackdowns on corporate gains.
The biggest driver here is the aggressive new legal standards surrounding greenwashing, the practice of making a brand or product appear more sustainable than it actually is. For years, companies use vague buzzwords like eco-friendly, natural, or carbon neutral by 2050 with zero legal pushback, but the window for empty marketing has officially slammed shut.
Exactly, and the financial consequences are staggering. Just recently, an ultra-fast fashion retailer was slapped with $1 million fine by a European court for misleading consumers with vague recyclability claims. Meanwhile, personal care brands are facing major class action lawsuits in the US and Australia for falsely labeling products as reef safe when they still contain a toxic chemical compounds.
It's a textbook example of regulators shifting the goalposts from voluntary guidelines to strict legal accountability if a company claims they are cutting emission or using sustainable supply chains. Disciplinary bodies are now demanding independent third-party verification. If you don't have the data to prove it, it's treated as consumer fraud.
But it goes so much deeper than just deceptive marketing, Shazwan. Look at the industrial sides of things. We are seeing massive corruption scandals where watchdog groups are taking legal aim at the corporate cartels in the palm oil, mining, and forestry sectors. In some regions, investigators have exposed intricate schemes where local officials took bribes to retroactively legalize illegal deforestation or bypass environmental impact assessments entirely.
And that's where the real disciplinary friction lies. Who get penalized when the system itself is compromised? It is the local regulators who look the other way, or the multi-billion-dollar parent companies operating thousands of miles away. Right now, prosecutors are trying to hold both accountable by calculating not just the financial loss to the state, but the actual long-term economic and ecological damage to local communities.
Which is exactly why corporate compliance departments are panicking. For a long time, companies view environmental penalties as a minor cost of doing business, a fine they could easily absorb. But now, with courts threatening to confiscate profits derived from international negligence and the threat of actual prison time for executives who falsify sustainability data, the stakes have fundamentally changed.
It's clear that the era of self-regulation is dead. As stricter enforcement mechanisms roll out globally, businesses are discovering the cutting corner on environmental compliance is no longer just bad PR. It's a massive legal and operational liability.
Absolutely. True transparency is the only way forward. Once a company's environmental credibility is broken, it takes a lot more than a revised marketing campaign to win back the public's trust.
Hey, what are you doing to the information board?
Hey, relax man, I'm just scratching. It's old anyway, nobody even uses it anymore.
That's not the point. This is public property.
It's just a little gravity. Why are you making such a big deal about it?
Damaging it means vandalizing, and it is against the law.
Oh, I never thought about it that way.
Your action also encourage other people to do the same thing.
I was just having fun, man.
Fun should never come with vandalisms.
Well, am I going to get into trouble?
Based on the situation, what can we see? Disciplinary measures in the environmental sector are important to ensure that individuals and organizations follow environmental laws and regulations. These measures help prevent activities that can harm the environment, such as illegal dumping, pollutions, and destruction of natural resources. When rules are violated, authorities may impose penalties, fines, or other disciplinary action to encourage responsible behavior and protect the environment. One issue that requires disciplinary action is vandalism. Environmental vandalism includes damaging public parks, recreational facilities, trees, signboards, and other environmental assets. Such actions not only affect the beauty of the environment but also results in additional maintenance costs and reduced public enjoyment of these spaces. Therefore, strict enforcement, public awareness, campaigns, and community involvement are necessary to prevent vandalism and promote environmental responsibility.
In conclusion, disciplinary issues are challenges that can affect individuals, organizations, and communities. While these issues may arise from various factors such as lack of awareness, poor decision making, or environmental influences, they can be addressed through clear rules, consistent enforcement, education, and mutual respect. It is important to remember that discipline is not merely about punishment. It is about guiding individuals toward responsible behavior and helping them understand the consequences of their actions. By promoting accountability, communication, and positive values, we can create a more respectful, productive, and harmonious environment for everyone. Thank you for your attention, and I hope this discussion has provided a better understanding of the importance of addressing disciplinary issues effectively.